This is not bullshit I'm talking about.
I ever want to claim dwarfism.
Oh, this.
You lucky man. Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Long Story Short with Tina. Today I have another great friend of mine, Natalie, here to just come and talk and just have a good time. Maybe give you guys a few tips and tricks on what she's doing best when she's not hanging out with us, girl. So Natalie, introduce yourself to everybody.
Oh, hey everyone. I am Natalie Freeman. I'm Tampa-based tax lady turned money lady. And so I spend time making sure people have goals, first of all, and then we marry your money to your goals. A lot of us are out here hustling, but not putting anything in the bank. So I make sure people have systems in place, Tina, that's going to help them be profitable. And then I help them segment those profits to make sure they are increasing their personal net worth while they're building their business network too, because a lot of times we keep all the money in the business. We make money, we keep it in the business, but you need to be building personal network and business network simultaneously. So I make sure people are doing that. And then when they're ready, they can exit on their own terms. They'll be able to harvest wealth from the business, live comfortably, and just make sure, so make sure they can sell the business. A lot of times we just use it as a paycheck.
Yeah.
Right? But we should actually be using it as a wealth generation tool. So that's a part of what I do. Yes, girl.
Generational tool. That's awesome.
Generational wealth building. So that's a part of what I do. And then I have some passions, I love to work with veterans. I love driving fast cars. I love, when I grow up. I think I'm a fashion model, in my spare time. So I love doing all that. Just really enjoying life.
Yeah.
Having fun. And of course the golf. Can't forget the golf.
Oh my God. You're pretty much living on the golf course. I feel
Girl,
like
listen. I gotta get out there. Yeah, I'm an accountant. So I don't know if you know this. I have a background in accounting, degree in accounting. It was such a boring job. I loved it because it was job security, but I never got outside. So now as an investment advisor and coach, I'm outside, y'all. So I'm out there as much as I can be.
Don't hate me for saying that. She said she's an accounting and it was boring. What do you think golf is? Like to me, golfing is so boring that I see you out there all the time. And you spend like 3-4 hours a day out there.
Hello. Minimum 4. Okay.
So with everything that you just said, this is what my thing is as far as business owner. And I see this a lot. And myself, when I started to do my business, this is one thing that I didn't know. And I'm glad that I have an accountant kind of walk me through. But I know a lot of accountant or a lot of small business owner doesn't realize that you got to make sure, yes, the business is yours.
Yes.
But you gotta pay yourself as an
Absolutely.
individual.
Absolutely.
And I think not a lot, I don't think a lot of business owners realize that you have a company, you set up an LLC. That LLC it is you, but it's also not you. And you
Absolutely.
have to pay yourself.
Absolutely. There has to be separation, right, y'all? You cannot commingle funds. You can, and it's so amazing that there are people making good money out here. I mean, millions of dollars in sales, but they're commingling. They're not paying themselves. They're not setting up their businesses right. So just a lot of things. But it is very important. That is one thing you have to make sure you do. Set up proper systems. Improper systems will kill a business.
Yeah.
It's the best way to go out of business because you think that money is yours. It's honestly just like you were managing Walmart or managing Nike. Yeah. You're the manager of the business. So you pay yourself as an owner, but then you pay the business their profits.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. But that's one thing that I know that you help small business coach
Absolutely.
them through all of that.
Absolutely.
And to me, that is a biggest thing for people who are in the business right now, a small business owner, and who want to be a small business owner. That's one thing that I was so grateful for my accountant for her to sit me down and said, okay, gotta figure it out how much you're going to pay yourself and how often you pay yourself.
Absolutely.
And how you're going to be able to spend, make sure what is business expense versus individual expense, and you kind of, like you say, not commingle the funds. And
yeah.
And I think a lot of people who are suffering in their business also suffering in their personal life because they can't have that, they don't have that system down.
So true story, back in the day when I was an accountant, I had a Facebook group called Mastering Your Business Facebook group. And my slogan always was master your life, master your business, master your business, master your life. Because if your life is ragged, your business is going to be ragged. If your business is ragged, it's going to spill over into your personal life. And so, and I'm working on mindset. I feel like I've been working on mindset more than anything. You can get the system together. If you really trust and partner with good people, you can get your accounting system together. You can get your branding. You can get your legal structure set up properly. But it's really mindset. I even tell people, like, stop calling it small business. Amazon started small. They started in a garage, but they set up proper systems to help them scale.
Yeah.
So if we're thinking small, we're going to act small. If we're thinking small, sometimes I think people think that that's synonymous with cutting corners, and I don't have to do things right. So I even say, I'm a business owner. Just be a business owner. You don't have to be a small business owner. Incorporate your business. Make sure you know your target market. Make sure you have a good accounting system. Make sure you have a good marketing system, and make sure you have good operations. You're taking care of your clients. You're taking care of your team. And so I'm just preaching those systems day in, day out, so people can set it up right. You set it up right from the beginning, it'll cost less, because if you don't set it up right, you're just going to spend the money later.
That's true.
So just, those kind of things. But it is also so synonymous about life. That's why I do a show right on the golf course calling On Life's Course, because I'm out there with different professionals. They're giving us tips for business, but it translates into the game of golf too. Golf, that's another reason I like golf. It really translates to being in business or being in life in general. You got to go out there. It's not easy. It's a target you're trying to get to, but you keep trying, you keep at it. So yeah.
Where do you play golf at?
Everywhere I can, girl. Girl, exactly. I'm all over the state. I was just in Atlanta. Last month I was in Hawaii, because there's just so many beautiful courses out there. So yeah, you just got to get out, y'all.
Maybe in 2026, maybe I can tag along with you. Maybe like even once a month to do golfing, and then I can like record my golfing journey.
Oh yeah, that would be fun.
This is really good for us to talk about scaling their business, because this is at the last quarter, last month of the year. So, it's kind of nice if whoever listened to our podcast, if this is something that you're thinking about and you're like, oh my God, this is something that I haven't had, you know what?
Yes.
That can be your goal for 2026.
Absolutely.
It's never too late. There's a saying, better late than pregnant. So.
This is this is so true. It's so true. I tell people all the time, they come in at 23, they come in at 33, they come in at 63, and they need help. I said, hey, it's something we can do at every stage of the game, but definitely better late than pregnant. We want to do prevention instead of prego stuff. So, okay. So yeah, come on in. This is a great time to get started though, because everybody is vision casting. They're projecting their sales for next year. Why not, have a systems assessment? Why not even have a team assessment, right? For your personnel, to make sure you got the right people on the right bus. So many things you can do to grow your business, and a lot of those things you have really your hands on right. I think people are really like unrealistic about their expectations. They want to be overnight success. Like they see podcast sensations or YouTubers, they're not realizing. I sound like Tina. They don't realize that, people have been YouTubing for 10 years before they actually begin to monetize the business. So, back when I first started my first business, I worked. I worked my 8 to 5 for 3 whole years before I even left that job. And even when I left the job, I thought I had it, but guess what? I thought I had a good system in place, but sales went down. So you know what? I had to get on food stamps. I still have that food stamp card today to remind myself that don't ever think you're too big, that you don't need help. Yeah. But guess what? Get the help. If there's help out there while you're building your business, get on food stamps or get the resources that you need until you can build a business big. Don't quit the job until you got enough money saved to to help sustain yourself. So I think that's why a lot of people are struggling. They don't have realistic expectations, and then they're not saving. I don't care how much money you make and how much you got to put back in the business. You have to set some aside for the rainy day. You have to scale back the spending. You have to ask your family to, help you buy in, allow you to work in small houses until you get it. So that I think that's the first thing, unrealistic expectations, and then the second thing is, again, we just don't give it time to sprout. It just takes time.
Because it's, oh, girl,
I know, I keep bugging the plant.
Sorry. Don't be mad at her. She doesn't know.
I apologize.
Anyway, but that's the thing.
So I think that's one of the biggest things.
Right. And
impatient.
Right, but because we are in a society where everything is really much microwave time.
Yeah, it comes fast, quick.
Yeah.
And
then
it's
people
not.
expect, and I mean,
growth is not overnight.
So you told me earlier that you're having a hard time finding an assistant.
That is the second thing. Thank you for reminding me. Girl, I'm gonna call her. A part of the system that you have to put in place day one, y'all. I don't care if you're a $10,000 business, $10 million business. You have to put good systems in place. And one of the good systems is personnel. You have to have good personnel in place. But one, you have to know what you want. A lot of times people are like, these people aren't good. No, you don't know what you want. You don't know what you need. So you have to create what I call an ideal client, not ideal client index, but an ideal personnel index. So you'll know what functions are most critical and what the job description is. And then you do have to spend some time investing in. It's like dating, girl. You can't, if you don't hit that gold mine the first time. Trigger. But it's a good analogy, y'all. Seriously, you're not gonna find the good one the first time. You gotta get out there, you gotta ask a few questions, you gotta go on a few dates. It's the same with interviewing until you find that good fit. And then you have to invest in the person. One of the ways you build and scale a business is invest in the people that support your vision. You gotta pay them. You have to understand them. You have to allow them to be creative and move according to their own skill set in their own time. And so that's a lot of times what we're struggling. But I still need more. Like I have a good one, but now I need more. So we even talked about sharing.
Yeah.
Sharing a virtual assistant. Y'all, look, if you don't have the money or even if you don't have enough hours to hire somebody full time, get with a business partner that you know and you all come together and use the same assistant. Now you may have to coordinate schedules and expectations, but guess what? That'll give that person that full time hours that they need, and it'll give you a dynamic person if you find one.
That's I think you're correct, because finding a part-time person is really help right now, because especially people who want to work, they want to work full-time, especially people that's committed to the work.
Absolutely.
Because if you find these people who are willing to do part-time, well, they're committing to something else part-time or full-time already. So it is definitely hard. So
that's a good tip for business owners. They may not have the budget to hire somebody full-time. Okay, find them part-time, virtual assistant, and then allow them the space to partner with somebody else to get those full-time hours.
All right. So you're talking about being single.
Yeah.
How is it being single?
Look, now I'm triggered.
Yes, we all triggered now. So tell me how, is it, what do you feel like? Do you want to have, should we rent somebody for the holiday?
Y'all, that's a whole thing now. I don't know if y'all saw it on social media. You gotta rent a boo. So, if you just want that basic boo, it's one price. But if you want him to stay and act like he loves you, that's another price.
Oh.
And then, you got the stay all day boo, bring the parents a gift. That's the premium boo. Y'all check it out. I haven't done it yet, but it looks like a good idea.
That's a really good business idea for the holiday.
So it used to really bother me because You know, I mean, the TV, the Hallmark movies, it says
First not watching them.
the family, right? But do you see it? But it gets into your psyche. So it used to bother me, right? You know, the family's coming over, they're making gingerbread cookies and stuff like that. But what I realize is you have to create your own traditions.
Mm-hmm.
So if family is big for you, create a family. You may have people at work, you may have people you go to church with or you exercise with. Make them your family and y'all hang out. You create your own traditions. For my mom and dad, we weren't really like a traditional type family. We didn't have traditions growing up. When I became older, I created us some traditions. I would go to my parents' house and I get everybody fuzzy socks and we put them on. And then my parents really love vinyls. They really love records. And so I would just get them all out. What? What?
I'm so sorry.
What you thought I said?
No. So when I heard you say vinyl, being like in the real estate business, being the house, I was thinking about vinyl.
Oh, Lord. We had flooring, y'all. That was our holiday tradition. We sit on the vinyl. Yeah. So records,
Okay.
you know, they call them vinyls these days.
Okay.
So we get and I get all their records out and I just play them and it brings back memories for them. And then my mom and dad will get up and dance or something, or, you know, they'll dance with my son. So you can create your own traditions. But even now, since I never really had a big family, and I'm not dating anybody, I've learned to just be at peace and be grateful.
Yeah.
I be grateful. I've had a good business. I have good friends like Tina, y'all. We just get together and hang out.
Yeah, but
Or I'm just okay with being alone. And I think that just comes with time. Because I'm not lonely.
See,
I'm just chilling.
Right.
Yo, I work 60, 70 hours. I don't really know how I got time for a man anyway. But it's just nice to be able to put on your pajamas, sip your favorite drink,
yeah,
and just chill for a little bit. But then if I feel like I need the companionship, you know, I'll talk about Latina, ran a boo.
Yeah.
Listen, top tier.
Bring your friends gifts, right?
And gifts for your friends.
Yeah, yes. And you know what's you know what I'm so mad this month, truthfully? All your bitches are all busy. I cannot get all of us in the same room together.
It's holiday party season. You know, you got work parties, you got parties with, you know, your in-laws, you got parties with all the nonprofits that you know, support.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, we're all busy. However, we can make time. Even this is what my family is doing this Christmas. We're doing a Zoom. We're doing a virtual gift exchange, and then we just pick a time and all get on Zoom. So we just have to make it work, you know?
Okay, so I have to kind of, you know, make sure that we cover everything. Okay. What about people that have issues with their family? How should they, like, how do you think, what advice do you have for them during the holiday?
Okay, so this is so good, y'all, and you may not agree. I'm definitely not a therapist or anything. This is just Natalie with a little bit of living in life. Life is short. I have learned that I am going to enjoy life to the fullest. And sometimes your close people, your loved ones, aren't your family members. So what do you do in that instance? You limit the time that you spend with them. You either do one or two things. You limit that time that you spend with them. Think about it, y'all. A lot of people don't have a lot of time off for the holidays. Who wants to drive 8 hours and sit with people they don't like?
That's true.
Not many people.
No.
So you either limit that time, you make a decision to be mature, truthful, respectful, or you politely decline. It is really okay. It is really, it's, and, you know, and again, y'all can write your letters, send your comments. I'm open for dialogue, right? You don't have to agree with me.
Right, yes.
You know, I mean, but who says you have to spend all this time with people you don't
guilt.
like?
That's who said guilt. It's like, to me, I feel like there are people.
What was that last show you did? What's the name of it?
But that's what I'm saying. It's like there are people who have, like, they don't want to hang out with their family because they're not getting along, but then at the same time they feel guilty for not spending time with their family.
So this is the thing for me. Relationships are really important, right? They're important in business. They're important in our personal life. So I ask myself, is this relationship worth salvaging? There's no reason to be guilty about it, Tina. You know,
Have you been to Catholic church?
I have not.
I do not.
I don't know. That's a different show. But you ask yourself, is the relationship worth salvaging? You may not do it during the holidays, but you take time to pull them aside and you talk about your differences. It's hard to talk about the dude, but sometimes you just got to get in there and talk about it. Yeah. As a matter of fact, because I haven't been in church. Like, so what exactly is Catholic guilt?
Okay, so I grew up, Daddy, if you watching this, I love you, and I love being a Catholic. Truthfully.
Y'all know when they do them disclaimers. Okay.
Growing up as a Catholic, like, I feel like they guilt trip you into going to church. You're going to hurt your parents' feelings. You don't go to church. God's going to watch you, and he's going to get his feeling hurt if you don't trust him, you don't believe him. Like, it's tied to, like, they guilt trip you, like, since you are taking your first breath. If you're Catholic, if you don't do the things that we tell you to do, that's not a good thing. So to me, and I think Christmas is very much used to be like a Catholic and a Christian faith, like Jesus, right? So Jesus was born, and so it's like a Jesus holiday. So everybody expected to be like cheerful, happy. Oh, love thy neighbor, love thy family.
Yeah.
But it's tough, and I think that's one of the reasons why, because we as younger, honestly, I mean, how many generation are we that we grew into that guilt, but we don't even know where the guilt came from.
No, that's true. No, that's,
you know what I mean?
True. That's so true.
And that thing is, to me, I feel like with the holiday, there are a lot of kids, like, in their 20s, like, feeling guilty because they don't believe in the same thing that their parent, their aunt believe.
Yeah.
And I think that it became like a really emotional thing, like a burden for them. Then I agree. I think that turned into like seasonal depression because
it goes hand in hand. It really does. And not just for Catholics. I mean, faith-based. If your parents grew up with a certain belief, they expect you to have a certain belief.
Yeah.
It's almost like the shaming. So, I mean, what happens though? We have to be able to truly. Relationship is really about authenticity.
Oh yes.
And if you really love or you care for your family members, you want them to be at peace and you want to value the time together over anything else. A lot of us grew up like that, not just Catholics. Now that you explained it to me, we all had that. Like, you're going to church. I don't care what you say.
Right. Yeah.
And if you don't, you can't go out. You can't do anything else. You're not sitting in that room. So yeah, we all do that.
This is me. Like when, I until this day, I still love to sleep. I love to take a nap. Anytime, any day, I'm getting
the napping queen.
Right. So like I remember when I was younger and I go to church with my family, and it's at 5:00 on a Sunday every weekend. And I know that I will fall asleep in church. So I would go and I would take a nap before church. The minute the priest talked in his monotone voice, I fell asleep. You know what I thought? I thought that I was such a bad kid that God doesn't want me to listen. So he put me to sleep.
I'm sorry.
I mean, that was like what was on my mind.
Yeah. And again, I think our intentions are good. Our parents just want to have, a faith-based background with morals and standards, but sometimes we just go about it the wrong way.
Yeah.
And so again, in building relationship, I think it's just kind of respecting the ideals of each other. And so much so that we really work on authentic care, authentic listening, not based on religious belief, not based on traditions. I mean, shoot, we're getting to a place now that even if you don't get a gift, then you get ousted, you get canceled. You get what I'm saying? We're putting stress on people to buy gifts for people.
But you know, did you see what's going on online? They said that the economy is so bad that there's meme online everywhere. I saw this on Facebook. couple days ago, there were a kid. I don't know if it's AI or not. Maybe it's AI. Like they have like a casket with Santa in it, and make like have the kids stand right in front of it to take a photo because they don't want to buy a gift because they don't have enough money. And then they just death sentence Santa.
Death sentence Santa. Oh my God. But it really does, because again, in our mind, tradition, love means buying you something. Not love means spend time with me.
Yes.
So that's what I'm really talking about. As I get older, I am learning how to set my own parameters and love. Honestly, I think birthdays are a big thing for me. That's just personal preference, y'all. So I don't do really a lot for people for Christmas. Just honestly, probably because of some of the whole same things that I went through growing up. But I really do try to take time to be intentional about spending time with those I care about.
Yes.
Now, y'all, families just aren't perfect, right?
No.
Just because we were born of the same biological structure doesn't mean we're always going to get along. That's why I'm just really a big proponent of, you love people enough to work it out. You work it out.
Right.
You take time. You spend with them, try to get down to the root issues and see if you can work it out. If you can, sometimes you just have to set a boundary to say, I love you. I'll be there, but only for an hour. Then I'm going to what I really enjoy doing, or take a nap. Or I'll just say thank you, but not this time.
Right. Yes.
And it's perfectly okay. We have to let people go and allow them to be themselves. During Thanksgiving, I declined all offers. Not because I didn't love people and I didn't want to spend time with them. I really just wanted to catch up on my rest and enjoy a day in peace.
That's true.
And I ask people to, it's not personal. I try to explain, but I didn't want to be there, and so I wasn't. And for the same people, if you don't want to be really around people, it's your only day off. For goodness sakes, take time to do something you want to do.
That's true. That's true.
Put on your pajamas with your AI boo.
Yeah. Oh my God.
A real boo.
Right. Oh.
If you don't have boo, or your family.
Right. Well,
get AI family take pajama pictures.
No, I don't recommend that. No.
Y'all always joking.
You don't recommend people finding AI pictures.
I was joking. It was a joke. It's a random disclaimer on the bottom. It was
a joke.
But I am serious about boundaries.
No,
I am really serious, y'all. Mental health, again, it causes people depression if you have to spend time with people you don't want to.
Yes.
And also, on the opposite end of the spectrum, it causes people depression when they are lonely.
Yes, that's true.
So I really encourage people to get pets. Now they have singles groups. They go places for Thanksgiving. They go places for Christmas, so you don't have to be alone. Veterans, if you're a veteran, you can find other veterans groups. You may want to find, I'm not trying to be funny, but Asian groups, African American groups. You can find groups, and there are people who are literally just saying, hey, I'm like you. You find those synergies in the things you value. And you find those people and you get with them.
Yeah. I think as I age, I realize that when we tell people we love them unconditionally, it really, there's a condition to it, right? Like, we so lied about the unconditional bullshit. So I really am trying my best to really live by the I love you unconditionally. Yeah, it's gonna hurt my feeling if I say something and you're like, nah. But that's something that the inner self that I have to work with myself too. So now, y'all, we don't blame on your family and everybody about your depression, but look at yourself and say, what can I do to love? And this year, 2025, and moving into 2026, I am all about loving Tina. Like,
absolutely.
How can I love Tina
more? Put the mask on yourself. First.
Yes.
Deeply. But you know what, y'all? It's something really freeing about letting people just be themselves.
Oh, yeah.
We call ourselves stressed when I want Tina to be something she's not. I'm not like, who got time for that? Not Natalie.
No.
And the part of, like you said, loving me is allowing people to be themselves.
Yes.
And guess what? We get the choice.
Yes.
We get a choice to either love Tina, want to be with Tina, or let Tina be Tina and choose to find another friendship circle.
Right. Yeah.
And it's okay. We gotta give people off the hook. If you want to
Give
be with
people
them,
the option to be okay without hanging out with
without
us.
you.
Yes.
Oh, you know
We're
that.
not, and girl, you hear this about me all the time. I'm not everybody's cup of tea. I am a very spicy tea. And a lot of people cannot take the spice.
And that's fine.
And that's okay. That's,
And it's
y'all take the spice just fine. And there are days when y'all choke on the spice.
I like Tina Spice. And then when I can't take Tina Spice, I go home.
Yeah. Exactly.
But it's my choice.
Right. Yeah.
So I think if I could solve the world's problems, just let people be themselves.
Yeah. I think,
and you choose to be around them if you love them, and if you don't, let them go.
Yeah.
That's family members, work family. We all don't have friends. We don't all have to be kumbaya.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We don't.
Just let them go. And if you are an amazing person, you're going to recoup, or you're going to get more friends, or you're going to be mature and work out the things with your family. Allow things to just work out.
And I think that one thing that I've learned myself, that when you go through life, the person that really stay with you from birth to death is you. But be okay with the people who just meet you along the way and walked away when they're done with their task.
Reason, season, or lifetime. That's what we call it. Some people come into your life for a reason. They're there for that person. Some people come for a season.
Yeah.
They stay for a little bit, and some are a lifetime. But everybody is going to fit
and be
into one
okay
of those
with
three of
that.
those categories. And you got to be okay with it.
And be okay with that. And be thankful. Because I think a lot of time, and like I said, I'm now learning myself that anytime somebody come into my life, make me upset, did something wrong, and they walked out of my life, I have to be grateful that the relationship is done, that relationship taught me something.
Absolutely.
But don't be bitter about the relationship. I think being bitter will actually make myself depressed.
Absolutely.
Because I think that's one of the things that I am learning 2025, and then I'm going to keep that moving forward. It's just to be okay with people coming into your life, did nice thing, bad thing, whatever it is, and be okay with them walking out. And I've learned this. I was listening to somebody online, and they said, when you love somebody, like they knock on the door, be happy to open the door, invite them in. And when they're ready to leave, be happy, open the door, and say goodbye to them.
Yeah. Thank them for the time they were to learn from it and move on. Move on.
And I think, with seasonal depression, and I think that is something that myself, I've learned. And I think just have to be mindful of it. You constantly have to reminding yourself that that's the case.
So true.
Right. So, seasonal depression. You know what people do when they're depressed?
Absolutely.
Girl, so
amen to that.
Listen, since November, I think I've gained like 8 pounds.
It's easy to do, especially when you're going on these holiday parties, especially when you're lonely, depressed. It's a way to cope.
Yeah. So obviously, I'm not obese, but I do feel like, I need to lose a few pounds. And I was thinking about Ozempic. Any thoughts? Have you kind of do your research? What do you think?
So I'm so funny, y'all. So I'm one of those people, never going to use any hair color, never going to have any plastic surgery, never going to use Ozempic. Like that's always just been my thing, right? I'm like, hey, I want to try to do it on my own. I want to grow naturally. That's just been my personality. But you know what? As I get older,
things change.
Right. Things change, perspective change, and as a woman, I have the right to change my mind.
Everybody can change their mind.
Absolutely. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not just women, so it's having to be two women talking. But no, seriously, I feel just about any of that thing. If you want to color your hair, if you want to get a nose job, if it's going to make you feel good and you got the budget, I'm a financial advisor, go for it. A lot of people have been using the Ozempic and I've just seen such a change in their personality. They're happier. They're not depressed,
Yeah.
As everything, maybe there should be a balance, but your balance may not be my balance. So we have to be careful about judging people. But I mean, go with it, girl.
Well, because I actually, because I love my booty. I love everything except for my kangaroo pouch.
Girl, listen, I got 2 pouches.
So when I feel like when I gain the weight, it go to my pouch. And last week I call a place about tummy tuck. Did you know that they want between 8,000 to 15,000?
I do know. And a lot of times it's not covered by most people's insurance. Ozempic now is starting to be covered, by insurance. And me as a financial advisor, I'm always thinking dollars and cents, right? So I'm okay, can you afford it? And then now you're in depression because you're broke. So I'm just saying, just always balance it, But then also sometimes we need to actually get to the root of things. Like if it's seasonal depression, maybe we need to get to the root of the depression, which is causing us to eat, not do the Band-Aid, which is, maybe Ozempic or something.
Depression's gonna take a long time to fix. Apparently, I heard Ozempic is really great.
And no, that's what I said. Go for it. But me, in the financial advisor mind, I'm just always weighing the cost, and that's not just monetary.
Yeah.
But
like you said, a lot of
if I like it, and insurance is covering it, like I said, I've seen so many people, their self-esteem has increased after they did those or the way Gobi or whatever. We're not getting any money for name calling, but if you want to drop a few dollars this way, we just did call your name. But it's not for these drugs. But no, seriously though, they just people happy now. But I also do want people again to deal with the depression or deal with why do I eat so much, and
because the food's good. But so here is my problem, right? I do eat somewhat healthy food. Yeah. Like I grow my own vegetable and stuff like that. But the thing is, it's like when I sit down and eat, I can eat a whole cow.
Listen, I try to eat a whole sweet potato pie for Thanksgiving. That was my goal.
Right, but that's the thing. So to me, I feel like maybe this medication will help kind of like suppress my appetite a little bit.
I mean, that's what they say.
Instead of eating a whole cow, I eat half a cow.
I mean, well, that's what they say. They say that's suppress.
But I'm starting to think, like, should I just...
I think there's nothing wrong with that.
And another thing is, for real, like, should I just cook badly now to, like, not eat something?
No, that's never the answer. Life is too short for bad food.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? There, we don't play with our coffee and we do not play with our food.
Girl, have that right.
I mean, if you're thinking about it, just make sure you've read and you've researched. Make sure you have the budget or you have the insurance.
Right. Yeah.
So again, like I said, I can't help but say I've seen so many people just with lifted esteem. Because, they now feel like they look better. Okay. And if it helps you eat less, then it's a win-win.
Well, what I'm going to do, because this is my thing, I don't want to limit, because I don't eat bad in the first place. I don't snack on chips or, drink a lot. I don't drink sodas. I drink water or tea, and stuff like that. And I drink my coffee, I drink once a day. And that's it. I don't drink, So maybe what I'll do is I'll try it for all of us, for our group.
Okay, yeah.
And like maybe weight myself.
You'll be our test.
I'll be your guinea
pilot. Yes.
I'll be the guinea pig.
Anyone call her guinea pig, Some people are triggered. I call them little animals. But no, test it and let us know. We'll have a show about it.
Your resolution. Do you have anything like that for 2026?
I always start with a word or word of the year. Not really resolving to do anything because I'm pretty goal focused during the year anyway. So I just try to stay focused and carry out those goals. But I do have a word that kind of guides me, encourages me, kind of keeps me on track. So yeah.
What's your word for 2026?
I haven't got it yet. So when I get it, I'll let you know.
How do you come up with the words?
Sometimes just kind of sitting around, going to the beach, going out to a favorite place and just sitting quiet. It usually just comes.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
What was your word this year, 2025?
So I had 3 words.
Girl.
This year, you know me, overachiever, yeah. So mine was believe,
Okay.
behave,
Oh.
behold.
Oh, wow. So believe,
Yeah.
behave, behold.
You want me to explain it too, don't you?
Yes.
Okay, anyway, so believe is simply that, right? It's a belief. Simply believe in yourself,
Okay.
believe in your vision, believe in your goal, believe in your family. You know, you really
Believe in your friend.
believe in your friends.
Yes.
Believe in yourself. So yes, so just belief, right? But then behavior. What you believe in, you will behave. So if you don't think you're good enough, you will behave that way.
That's true.
If you think you're amazing, like Tina, she always flipping her head, you're going to behave that way, right?
Yeah.
So I was encouraging myself, whatever you believe, whatever your goals are, take steps, take actions to, that really show what you believe in.
Right.
So believe, behave, and then behold. Guess what? If you tell yourself you're going to be amazing and you're going to reach that goal, you're going to close so many deals with homes, you're going to do it because you're going to stay focused.
Yeah.
You're going to believe it. You're going to go out there, do the work, make the calls, close the deal. You're going to see it happen. A lot of times we talk about manifestation, not digging on anybody about manifestation. We say, if I say enough, it's going to happen. No, y'all. You got to put some effort behind it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm going to be a millionaire. You got to save a penny.
Yeah, that's true.
You will not be a millionaire. You know what I mean? And
Right.
even if you have the silver spoon and it was transferred to you, most likely you're going to spend it all. So no, your belief, your behavior has to follow the belief. And guess what? You will see it. Then you can start saying,
Well, thank you so much for joining us to Long Story Short with Tina.
Thank you.
Wait
for
a minute,
having
we're not
me.
done yet.
You got to do your long story short.
I got to do my long story short. So, girl. So, I've been looking for holidays.
Okay.
Party. Like just something for us to go and have fun.
Yeah.
I find that I'm really upset that I feel like this year there isn't that many out there. Do you see you find the same thing?
Well, I haven't looked, to be honest, but I've heard that there's not much, or people haven't seen much. Yeah, then tap into your different circle groups.
Girl, you know what I think it is? I think that people are just no longer want to do get together anymore for the holidays.
Sometimes people are just tired. By the end of the year, they're just pooping. They want to sit in those pajamas.
Listen, you need to be on my side. If I say,
I don't see how bossy she is. No, you believe what I say to believe. Or maybe you can't find anything because you're supposed to host the party.
Yeah, I've been trying to get y'all back together to get.
We got it. End of the month. We'll be here.
Okay. I guess that's my long story short. That's not very much. That's long story short. Thank you again for tuning in to Long Story Short with Tina. See you guys next time. Bye. Thank you for another episode of Long Story Short with Tina Newby. She wants me to be softer. You whip, you say nay nay, what's that?